Hello everyone and welcome back to our channel. What if the truth you have been hiding finally explodes and destroys everything in seconds? So in Coronation Street, things take a seriously dark turn when Gary uncovers a secret about Theo that's so disturbing it shakes the entire community. What starts as a gut feeling turns into a full-blown investigation, leading to a confrontation that changes Todd's life forever and leaves everyone questioning what's right and what's too far. Alright, let's really get into this. Because this storyline it's not just drama, it's emotional chaos. It all begins with something small. You know that feeling when something just feels off, but you can't quite explain it. That's exactly where Gary starts. He notices little things, awkward pauses, strange behavior, conversations that don't quite add up. At first, it's easy to ignore, but Gary isn't the kind of person who looks the other way. And the more he pays attention, the more unsettling everything becomes. Piece by piece, he starts connecting the dots. It's not one big clue, it's dozens of tiny ones. A look here, a reaction there, something Todd says that doesn't feel genuine. And slowly, a very disturbing picture starts to form. Theo, who seems calm and trustworthy on the surface, suddenly doesn't look so innocent anymore. Meanwhile, Todd is right at the center of all of this. And you can see it's affecting him deeply. This isn't the confident Todd everyone knows. He's quieter, more anxious, almost like he's carrying something heavy that he can't put into words. And when people try to help, he shuts them out, gives half answers, forces a smile, pretends everything's fine when it clearly isn't. And honestly, that makes it even more heartbreaking. Because it's not just silence, it's protective silence. The kind that tells you something bigger is going on behind the scenes. Gary sees it too, and instead of backing off, he leans in even harder. He realizes this isn't just some misunderstanding or small conflict. Whatever Theo is hiding, it has a serious hold over Todd. Something deeper, something darker, something that makes Todd feel trapped. And then comes the moment. Not a sudden twist, not a dramatic reveal out of nowhere, but a slow, crushing realization. Everything Gary has been piecing together finally clicks into place. And what he discovers, it's not just disappointing, it's devastating. A complete betrayal, a violation of trust that has caused real emotional damage. Now, Gary is stuck with a choice, and it's not an easy one. Does he expose the truth and risk hurting Todd even more? Or does he stay silent and allow this situation to continue? But in the end, he knows he can't ignore it anymore. So he makes the call. And when he finally exposes Theo publicly, it's explosive. The reaction, instant chaos, shock hits first, then disbelief, then anger. People can't believe what they are hearing. Theo tries to defend himself, but the more he talks, the worse it looks. His words don't hold up anymore. And Todd, oh man, Todd, he completely breaks. Everything he's been holding inside just comes crashing down. Being exposed like that, in front of everyone, it's too much. His pain, his struggle, all of it suddenly out in the open. And you can see it. He's torn between relief that the truth is finally out, and devastation that his private world has seen shattered in front of everyone. And Gary is not untouched by this either. Yeah, he did what he believed was right, but now he has to face the consequences of that decision. Because in trying to protect Todd, he also forced him into one of the most painful moments of his life. That's where things get complicated. The whole street starts to react. Some people praise Gary for having the courage to speak up. Others question if he went too far, if it should have been handled privately, and honestly, both sides kind of make sense. Theo, on the other hand, is completely unraveling. His reputation is gone, trust is broken, and every attempt he makes to explain himself just makes things worse. He becomes isolated, surrounded by tension and judgment. But the real emotional journey, that belongs to Todd. After everything settles, he's left trying to reveal himself, and it's not easy. The truth may be out, but the damage is still there. In quiet moments away from everyone, you see just how deeply this has affected him, his trust, his confidence, even his sense of safety. And Gary, he starts questioning himself too. At first, he was sure he did the right thing, but now he is not so certain. He sees Todd hurting and it makes him wonder, was there another way? Could he have handled it differently? Even though deep down, he knows the truth couldn't stay hidden forever. The storyline hits hard because it's not just about exposing a secret, it's about the consequences of doing the right thing. It really challenges that idea of justice versus compassion. Gary represents truth and accountability, but Todd represents vulnerability and emotional damage. And when those two collide, there is no clean outcome. It also shows how secrets don't just affect one person, they ripple through everyone. Relationships get tested, trust gets broken, and even the person trying to help can end up causing pain. That's what makes it feel so real. Honestly, this is the kind of storytelling that sticks with you. Because I kept asking myself, what would I do in Gary's position? Would I expose the truth, knowing it could hurt someone I care about? Or would I stay quiet and risk letting something harmful continue? And with Todd, it's impossible not to feel for him. You can see he didn't want things to come out this way. He needed help, but not like this, not in front of everyone. And that's what makes this whole situation so messy and so human. At the end of the day, the storyline reminds us that truth isn't always simple. Sometimes it heals, and sometimes it hurts before it helps. Now I want to hear from you. Do you think Gary did the right thing by exposing Theo publicly? Or should he have handled it privately to protect Todd? And if you were in Todd's position, how would you react? Drop your thoughts in the comments, let's talk about it. And if you enjoy deep emotional breakdowns like this, don't forget to like and subscribe. Because trust me, stories like this we're just getting started.